Welcome back to the show. Last time we did a deep dive into Arsenal's Emirates Stadium and its impact, and well, you know what that means.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's really no better follow-up than to stay in North London and look at their rivals, Tottenham Hotspur,
Right.
and their billion-pound stadium.
Hmm.
It's been called one of the best multi-purpose venues in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Hosting everything from NFL games to Beyonce.
It's pretty amazing.
But did building this state-of-the-art stadium actually help or hurt their chances of winning some trophies?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to try to figure out today.
Yeah. What's really interesting here is that you've got these two clubs that are such fierce rivals.
Yeah.
But they both found themselves in kind of a similar predicament a few years ago.
Yeah.
Their historic stadiums just couldn't generate the revenue that they needed to compete at the top level of modern football.
Yeah.
And for Tottenham,
Mhm.
White Hart Lane was, it was a cauldron of passion. There's no doubt about that.
Definitely.
But it only held 36,000 people.
Yeah.
And it was dwarfed by venues like the Emirates or Old Trafford.
Yeah, you can practically feel the history at White Hart Lane.
Oh, absolutely.
But money talks in football.
It does.
And seeing how the Emirates boosted Arsenal's finances must have been a major factor for
I
Tottenham.
think so, yeah.
They knew they had to go big if they wanted to play with the big boys.
For sure.
But they didn't just build a bigger stadium. They built something totally different.
Right. They did. Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is a statement.
Yeah.
It's a billion-pound gamble
Wow.
and a marvel of engineering.
Okay.
It's not just a football ground.
Right.
It's a multi-purpose venue designed to be like a global entertainment destination.
Let's talk about some of those features.
Okay.
I mean, the retractable pitch that switches from football to NFL mode in 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
It's incredible.
And the South Stand with 17,500 fans all in one tier.
Oh, yeah.
That must be an incredible sight on match day.
It really is. And it's not just about the spectacle.
Okay.
Think about what having that massive dedicated single-tier stand does for the atmosphere,
Yeah.
for the players on the pitch.
Right.
That wall of sound, it can be intimidating for the opposition.
Well, for sure.
And it can really lift the home team.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
And then you've got the goal line bar,
Mm-hmm.
the longest in Europe, stretching a massive 65 meters.
It's huge.
Huge.
And who could forget the self-pouring beer technology,
Oh, yeah.
serving 10,000 pints a minute?
Amazing.
They really thought of everything a fan could want.
It seems like it, right. And these aren't just fancy add-ons.
Yeah.
They're revenue generators.
Okay.
That beer technology, for example,
Yeah.
it helps keep the lines shorter.
Right.
And it probably increases the amount that each person spends.
Mm.
And the sheer variety of events that the stadium can host.
Yeah.
Concerts, NFL games, corporate gatherings.
All of that contributes to a much bigger financial picture.
Yeah, it sounds like they went all in on this stadium.
They did.
But £1 billion,
Yeah.
that's a massive gamble
It is.
for any club.
Yeah.
Did it pay off?
Mm.
Or is it a weight dragging them down?
Well, that's the key question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's delve into that next.
Okay.
So did this billion-pound gamble pay off?
Right.
It's a complicated question.
Yeah.
On the one hand, the stadium has totally transformed Tottenham's financial situation.
Okay.
They're bringing in over $100 million every season
Wow.
just from matchday revenue.
Okay.
And then you add in the income from concerts and NFL games.
Yeah, okay, so on paper it looks like a financial win.
Yeah.
But we got to talk about the elephant in the room here.
All right.
Trophies.
Right.
Since moving into this incredible stadium, Tottenham hasn't won a single major trophy.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, did pouring all their resources into this project,
Mhm.
did it leave them with enough to actually compete for silverware?
Yeah, that's a valid concern.
Yeah.
You could definitely argue that the debt burden may have limited their spending on players
Right.
compared to their rivals.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse, they opened the stadium right before the COVID-19 pandemic hit.
Oh, man. Talk about bad timing.
Yeah.
Empty stadiums, canceled events.
Right.
It must have been a nightmare financially.
It was a tough time for everyone,
Yeah.
especially for clubs who had just made these huge investments.
Right. I remember thinking at the time how tough it must be for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the stadium that was supposed to be their financial savior
Right.
became a burden
Yeah.
during one of the most unpredictable times in recent history.
It's true.
What a
It
twist.
was a real curveball.
Yeah.
But, it's important to remember that Tottenham's financial situation is recovering pretty well.
Okay, that's good.
They've refinanced some of their debt.
Okay.
Matchday revenue is booming again. And the stadium is constantly buzzing with events. So it seems like they're navigating their way out of that tight spot.
Okay, good. Good. But how does refinancing work for a club like Tottenham?
Well, it's kind of like remortgaging your house.
Okay.
They secure new loans
Right.
with potentially better terms,
Yeah.
lower interest rates
Okay.
to manage their existing debt.
Okay.
And this gives them a little more breathing room and flexibility to operate.
That makes sense. So they're not just relying on football revenue anymore.
Exactly.
The multi-purpose design is key here.
It's like a diversified investment portfolio for a football club.
Right.
Hosting those NFL games, those record-breaking Beyonce concerts,
Yeah.
all sorts of other events.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's helping them generate significant income beyond just ticket sales for football matches.
That's a smart strategy. It seems like they were ahead of the curve with this approach.
It's possible, yeah. Other clubs are starting to take notice.
Right.
They see Tottenham generating all this extra revenue, and they're thinking,
Yeah.
maybe we need a stadium like that too.
It's almost like they created a new blueprint for modern stadium design.
Yeah.
With a strong focus on generating revenue.
I think that's fair to say.
Yeah.
They took a big risk, and while it hasn't always been smooth sailing,
Right.
they seem to be on the right track now.
Okay.
But we can't ignore the elephant in the room,
Yeah.
the lack of trophies.
So it's clear that Tottenham took a calculated gamble here.
Yeah.
And from a financial perspective, it seems to be paying off.
Right.
But you can't ignore the fact that they haven't won a single trophy since moving into this amazing new home.
It's true.
So how has this billion-pound project affected the team's performance and the club's identity?
That's a really crucial point. You can build a world-class stadium,
Yeah.
but if you lose the heart and soul of the club in the process,
Right.
what have you really achieved? Some Tottenham fans were worried about leaving White Hart Lane,
Yeah.
that iconic historic ground.
Right.
Could this new stadium capture the same magic, the same atmosphere?
It's interesting because from the outside looking in, it feels like they've managed to translate that energy
Yeah.
into the new stadium,
Yeah.
especially the south stand.
Yeah.
It seems like a modern-day version of those old terraces.
I think so. It didn't happen overnight, though.
Right.
It took time for fans to adapt to the new environment.
Yeah.
But the club has done a great job of incorporating elements of their history and heritage into the design.
Yeah.
You see it in the murals, the statues of club legends,
Mm-hmm.
even the way they've preserved the old cockerel from White Hart Lane.
I love that. Those little touches can make a big difference.
Yeah, they do.
It's like they're saying, we're moving forward, but we're not forgetting where we came from.
Exactly.
But it's not just about preserving the past.
Right.
It's also about building for the future.
Mm-hmm.
How has the stadium impacted the local community?
This is where you really see the bigger picture.
Mm.
The stadium has created jobs,
Mm.
stimulated local businesses,
Mm-hmm.
become a hub for community events.
Mm.
It's more than just a football ground.
Okay.
It's a social and cultural center, a real asset to the area.
So they're creating a legacy that goes beyond football.
Exactly. Tottenham's vision extends beyond just winning trophies.
Right.
They want to be a sustainable, thriving club
Yeah.
that benefits the whole community.
That's a powerful statement. It seems like Tottenham Hotspur Stadium is a symbol of ambition,
Yeah,
progress, and a commitment to the future.
I agree.
But the question remains, can they translate this newfound financial strength into on-field success?
Yeah, ultimately, trophies are the measure of success in football.
Right.
And that's what Tottenham fans are craving.
Yeah.
The stadium has provided a platform,
Yeah.
but now it's up to the team to deliver.
It's a fascinating story unfolding before our eyes.
It is.
Tottenham took a massive gamble. And while the jury's still out on whether it will lead to trophies, they've certainly made a statement.
They have this deep dive has been a journey of contrasts.
Yeah.
Tradition versus progress,
Mhm.
financial power versus sporting glory.
Yeah.
We've seen how Tottenham is trying to balance these competing forces
Right.
as they build for the future.
So what's the final verdict here? Did Tottenham make the right move building this stadium?
I think only time will tell.
Yeah.
But one thing is for sure, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium has changed the game.
It has.
It raises some important questions about the evolving nature of football,
Huh.
the role of stadiums in modern society,
Right.
and the balance between financial stability and sporting success.
We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Do you think Tottenham made the right call?
Let us know.
What do you think the future holds for them?
Yeah, what do you think?
Join the conversation.